Brand new year and brand new manga reading journal. Let's set up this brand new journal together. Let's begin with the materials, starting off with the journal itself. I purchased this from Daiso. It is a continue book, which is very similar to the campus notebooks. The reason why I like them is because you can lay them completely flat. Now this is optional, but I do like using a little clip. I purchased this in Japan, but honestly a little like chip clip would work just fine. So if you're a stationery girly, this is your time to shine. I have a lot of midliners and pens and things that I like to use. You can also use washi tape, stickers, whatever you would like. I personally like using a thermal printer. I bought this from Amazon, and what I like to do with it is to print out the cover of the manga that I just finished reading. This is not a fancy printer by any means. When I was looking for a thermal printer a year ago, I was just looking for one that had a lot of sticker paper refills included, and this one that I purchased came with 7 rolls of sticker paper refills, which was perfect for me. In my year of owning this thermal printer, I'm barely using up the second roll. I'm probably going to be using up the rolls a lot quicker because I am printing the manga covers much bigger than I used to, but that is something that I will have to deal with at a later time once I do go through all of the rolls that were included. So now that we have the manga cover printed out, I'm just going to decorate it, and this is a step you can completely skip if you're not into decorating and just want to write down your thoughts. Feel free to not decorate your journal, it is up to you. But here is my format. So I like to keep tab of when I read the manga, the author, genre, age rating, publisher, and then I do like writing some of my favorite things. If you would like to include a summary or a synopsis of what you read, you can definitely do that, but I do like keeping things quite simple because I take what I write on my journal and transfer it over to my Substack manga blog. I know not everyone's going to be starting their own manga blog, but I do have one, and going through my journal just makes it a lot easier for me to come up with each and every single manga review post that I do. So there's the shameless little plug, but you are watching a manga related content creator. As for rating, I have a simple 1 to 5 rating. You can come up with your own rating if you want to do a letter grade, a 1 out of 10 scale. You can do what works best for you, but now that we have everything set up, I can just go in and get started with writing. So I'm just going to be following my format. I'm just checking that the ink is not bleeding since this is the first time I'm using this continue notebook. If you are interested in this notebook or the campus notebooks, neither of them bleed through if you're using a simple gel pen or the Midliner highlighters. I would personally advise to not use alcohol ink markers or permanent markers since those will bleed through. When I start writing down some of my favorite things from the manga volume that I read, I usually do keep it right next to me. That way I can go back and forth and jot down some of my favorite things, scenes, and also characters that I would like to remember once I do eventually go back to this manga entry when the new volume comes out. If I end up not liking that specific volume, then I may jot down a few things that I enjoyed, but I will also include a list of things that I did not enjoy. Personally, I do like jotting things down in bullet format. It's just what works best for me. And at the end, I write down my rating and why I enjoyed it. If it's an ongoing series, I will make a note for myself whether I do want to continue purchasing the next volume or if I want to drop the series, which I have done with a few series. And if I do have the volumes physically in my collection, I will also jot down if I want to sell them. Most of my manga reading entries tend to be 2 pages long. There have been a few where I just love a series so much and I have so much to say about it, and in that case I will just take it literally page by page. So once I'm done writing everything, I will go in with my midliner. Usually I do like to match it with the cover of the manga, at least as best as I can. I personally love midliners. These are my favorite highlighters. I like the color selection. I like that it has 2 ends. So it has the chisel end to highlight, and then it has a marker end if you like to doodle. So this is how the very first entry turned out, but if you want to see how my previous manga journal ended up looking like, this was basically the same exact format. I also printed the covers, but since it was a smaller journal, everything was just smaller. At the time of filming this, we are already a few days into 2026, and I have read 3 volumes of manga so far. Since I am using a larger journal this time around, and I do have some blank space, I figured that I can print out some of my favorite manga panels and stick them on the entry. So this is something new for 2026. I really hope this video was able to help you out if you were considering starting a manga reading journal. This is something that helped me a lot in 2025 to keep up my manga reading goals, and I hope it's able to help you out as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye bye!